The most powerful weapon you possess isn't your intelligence, your connections, or your bank account. It's the words that leave your lips every single day. And yet, most people wield this weapon with reckless abandon, unaware that certain phrases are silently sabotaging their success, their relationships, and their peace of mind. The truly wise among us, those who have studied the ancient art of Stoic philosophy, understand something profound. Language is not merely a tool for communication. It is the very architecture of thought itself. The words you habitually use shape the way you perceive reality, influence how others respond to you, and ultimately determine the trajectory of your entire life. So what are the specific phrases that intelligent people have systematically removed from their daily vocabulary? Consider the first and perhaps most dangerous phrase, "I already know that." On the surface, this seems harmless enough. It might even feel like a declaration of competence. But to a mind that is truly forged in the fires of wisdom, this is the sound of a door slamming shut. It announces to the world, and more importantly to yourself, that you have stopped learning, that you have reached the end of your intellectual journey. The Stoics understood that wisdom is not a destination, but an eternal pursuit. Every person you meet has something to teach you if you are humble enough to listen. The moment you believe you already know everything worth knowing is the moment your growth ceases entirely. Now let us turn to the second verbal trap. That's impossible. Human history is essentially a long catalog of things that were once considered impossible. Flight was impossible. The internet was impossible. Democracy itself was impossible. For the Stoic mind, impossibility is merely a challenge waiting to be reframed. They replace this limiting declaration with a far more empowering question: what would it take to make this possible? This subtle shift in language opens up a universe of solutions. It transforms you from a passive observer into an active creator. It acknowledges that current circumstances are not permanent and that human ingenuity is capable of remarkable feats when it refuses to accept artificial boundaries. The third phrase the intelligent avoid is the language of victimhood. Most notably, "It's not my fault." This is a statement that offers a temporary shield from blame, but builds a permanent prison of powerlessness. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that we do not control what happens to us, but we are entirely responsible for how we respond. A wise person understands that while they may not be the cause of their circumstances, they are the architect of their reaction to them. Blaming others is an abdication of your own agency. It says, "I am at the mercy of this world." True intelligence, by contrast, asks, "What can I learn from this, and how can I use it to become stronger?" The wise listen to learn, not to reply. This leads directly to the fourth phrase that has no place in the vocabulary of a sharp mind. This is just the way it is. This is the whisper of surrender, the quiet resignation that accepts a negative status quo as immutable. But the Stoics recognized that the universe is in a constant state of flux. Nothing is permanent. To declare that a situation is fixed is to deny yourself the power to transform it. The intelligent individual instead asks, "How can this be improved?" Or what small change can I make today that will shift the trajectory of this situation? They understand that even the smallest consistent action can carve a canyon over time. Fifth among these forbidden phrases is the lament of the defeated. It's too late. For a mind forged in Stoic wisdom, time is not an enemy to be feared, but a resource to be used. The past is immutable, yes, but it is also a lesson, not a life sentence. As long as you draw breath, you possess the ability to act. The only truly too late is the moment you decide to stop trying. The Roman philosopher Seneca wrote extensively about the shortness of life, but he did not use it as an excuse for inaction. He used it as fuel for purpose. If you have made mistakes, learn from them and move forward. If you have wasted years, use the ones remaining with greater intention. Sixth, the intelligent are careful with their promises. They avoid saying, "I promise," too lightly. Trust is the foundation of all meaningful human relationships. It is not given freely. It is earned drop by drop through consistent action, and it can be lost in a single careless moment. The wise person knows that their word is their bond. They understand that a promise is not just a commitment to another person, but a testament to their own integrity. Therefore, they do not make promises they are uncertain they can keep. Instead of promising, they act. Their reliability speaks so loudly that promises become almost unnecessary. A promise is a debt. Pay it with action. Seventh, they avoid sweeping generalizations like "you always" or "you never." These phrases are the weapons of unnecessary conflict. They are designed not to solve problems, but to win arguments by attacking the entirety of a person's character rather than addressing a specific behavior. This is a hallmark of emotional immaturity. The Stoic, by contrast, practices the art of precise communication. They address the specific action that caused concern. They say, "When this happened, I felt this way." This approach invites collaboration and resolution, not defensiveness and escalation. Eighth, the wise never say "no one cares." This is a phrase that drips with both arrogance and self-pity. It assumes that your thoughts, your feelings, and your experiences are so entirely unique that no one else could possibly comprehend them. This is simply not true. Every human experiences suffering. Every human yearns for connection. The challenge is not to find someone who cares, but to communicate your experience in a way that makes them care. The intelligent person knows that empathy is a bridge, not a destination. They build that bridge through vulnerability and honesty. Ninth, they avoid saying "I don't have time." Everyone on this planet has the same 24 hours. The difference is not how much time you have, but how you choose to spend it. When a person says they don't have time, what they are really saying is that the activity in question is not a priority. There is a profound honesty in admitting that. The Stoic values their time as their most precious resource and allocates it accordingly. They are not victims of the clock. They are masters of their own schedule. And 10th, the intelligent never say "what's the point?" This is the most dangerous phrase of all. It is the questioning of meaning itself. To ask "what's the point?" is to flirt with nihilism, to retreat from the world and from your own potential. The Stoic understands that meaning is not found, it is created. The point of any endeavor is what you decide it is. The point of life is to live it with virtue, purpose, and courage. To abdicate that responsibility is to surrender your humanity. These are the verbal shackles that the wise have learned to break. These are the dead-end streets they refuse to walk down. The power to change your life does not reside in some distant magical future. It resides in the very next word you choose to speak. Your words are the blueprint of your destiny. Choose them wisely. And so, the ultimate lesson is this. Language is not just a reflection of reality, it is a creator of it. By consciously eliminating these phrases, you are not just speaking better, you are thinking better. And by thinking better, you are forging a mind that is resilient, wise, and unstoppable. The path to a better life begins with a single intentional word. Choose it carefully.